distinguished patrician family. His uncle was a reform leader and general who had acquired many political enemies in his lifetime. Caesar was ambitious to succeed a political career. He decided to enhance his opportunities for success by traveling to the island of Rhodes, where he intended to improve his public speaking skills by studying with the famous Greek speech teacher. Pirates and other gangs of outlaws were a feared menace throughout the region and in this time. Caesar was kidnapped on the trip by a large gang of pirates, who often capture wealthy or important people and hold them for ransom.
Well, what have we here? This young Roman smells of money. Seaman. Every hair is perfect. Is in place. And he smells of the scented fumes of Roman baths.
I am a citizen of Rome. I am protected by the power and majesty of the most powerful republic on earth. I insist that you release me at once, and I will transport me back to the closest city.
Would you listen to him? I knew I was right. I can smell treasure in a man. I can tell by your expensive toga and cloak that you are a favorite son of Rome. Your family or the Roman government will pay well for your return. In the meantime, you may stay with us and enjoy the small comforts of our island home. They're a little more primitive than you are used to, of course, but you will live, if your people pay. Juba, you can take note to the Roman authorities.
How much will we ask for this prize, master?
You will seek a modest reward. Men, for rescuing this noble son of Rome. He may someday be a powerful figure, even a man of destiny, in that city bursting with wealth and greed. Juba, request 20 talents for our hero efforts in returning this unharmed, pampered Roman. Those 20 talents will fill our treasure chest with 1,000 pounds of silver.
This is outrageous. 20 talents is entirely too little to ask for a man of my prominence. My uncle Marius was a consul and a general. My family is a patrician by birth. We have been Roman nobility since the founding of the nation. I myself am descended from Venus, the special goddess of Rome. 20 talents are not enough. You are asking a demeaning, insulting ransom for a man of my birth and breeding. Nothing less than 50 talents is acceptable. The gods themselves will certainly testify to my importance. You could use the silver to keep your camp pleasant for visitors such as I.
This is one arrogant son of Rome. Juba, 50 talents it is. You must certainly get a worthy prize for the spoiled patrician.
The message was conveyed to the Roman authorities in the closest city. It was not an unusual event. Many important citizens of Rome had been kidnapped by pirates before. Kidnapping for ransom was very lucrative criminal business. While the ransom was being raised by his family and the Roman authorities, Julius Caesar was allowed a good deal of freedom on the pirate island. He spent his time with the pirates and seemed almost to be enjoying his adventure. The pirates spent much of their time practicing their fighting skills.
Decimus, you are never going to make it as a warrior if you don't protect your flank. Here, give me your sword. Watch. Felix, attack me. Come at me with your sword. Slash, fence, body. What's wrong?
The captain will cut my head off if I kill you or wound you badly enough to die. You're worth lots of silver on the hoop.
You have nothing to worry about. You're not any better than Decimus. Now, just watch as I go through the Roman sword drill. Slash. Then, attack. Whirl to your left. Protect your flank. Watch for an opening. Thrust with your sword upward. Move. Parry the enemy's sword. Now let's practice.
What's the matter, Felix? Can't you whip this spoiled young noble?
He's good, but he hasn't been cut often enough. Why didn't you give it a try yourself, Milo?
You both need practice. Unsheath your swords. Come at me 2 at a time. It's good practice for you. A noble Roman is a match for any 2 outlaws. You too, Decimus. A Roman expects to be outnumbered and victorious.
We should capture more prisoners like young Caesar. For most of our captives cry and rant to get sullen and depressed. They're so boring, I'm glad to be rid of them. Rome can have them back in good riddance. It's a relief to slice off the heads of those who have no idea wanting them back.
Milo says you have races. Who is your best runner? I intend to beat him. Or are you all afraid to run against this citizen of Rome?
No one has ever beaten me. We go to the tree at the edge of the beach. The loser sharpens my weapons and cooks me dinner.
I hope that you're a good cook. The food the last few days was fit for a pig.
On your mark, go!
Caesar one day raced and spent days of his captivity engaging in races, wrestling matches, lifting contests, sword fighting practices, bragging, which pirates did not take seriously.
You know, Marcus, you shall remain a pirate. You are even a worse cook than you are a runner. It's a pity, of course. I'll miss all of you when I have to leave, but I'll be back. It's a terrible pity.
What is the pity, young Caesar?
I'm going to have to crucify you, of course. Piracy is a punishment by death. The correct method of execution is crucifixion. It's a shame, really. I'm really going to regret having to crucify you.
You have more nerve than any captive I've ever had. How do you propose to crucify me and my men? Are you going to do it yourself?
You probably intend to talk us into irons. Well, Julius, do you intend to hang each of us from the cross?
He probably intends to talk us to death. I, for one, do not accept to be hanged from some Roman cross. It will take more than this young boy to capture me.
I will regret it, I admit that. You have been good company and certainly not boring. But you don't know how to fight. You are unskilled with swords, even on board a ship where you should have an advantage. You don't run well, and you will easily be overwhelmed by Roman warriors. Still, I regret having to kill you. Nevertheless, justice must be served. I would be lacking in judgment to be merciful.
The Roman Navy has never laid a hand on me or my men. No Roman authority has control out there. Do you expect to raise your own army and defeat us?
They will probably be all rich, young, spoiled Roman boys. I hope he brings us some more captives to ransom.
Just be warned. You can run away now, if you please. But I will find you and defeat you, much as I will regret it. It will never proper to be kind or too merciful. I will not want a reputation for being too soft.
We're all quaking with fear, young Julius.
He's either soft in head or the biggest brag I've ever heard.
Now, Decimus, let me show you how to wrestle like a Roman. It will keep us occupied. My ransom should arrive soon.
Julius Caesar was held captive by pirates for 42 days until his ransom arrived, and he was freed. Caesar sailed to the closest Roman city where he recruited a small contingent of tough men, ex-soldiers, laborers, freed slaves, and eventually captured pirates. They succeeded in capturing